All right, guys, welcome back. CFP here, and this is Survival Living. So today we are going to show you how to make a water container out of a log. Yes, you have to have a way of storing water, carrying water, especially in a survival situation. Now, I just stuffed in a big old ant pile. Not cool. There it is. Yeah. So, sorry about that. In a survival situation, you need to be able to store water and transport water. Now, the easiest way to do this, well, I should say simplest way. I shouldn't say easiest way because it does take a lot of work. We are going to make a container out of wood, and we're going to make sure it's waterproof to actually hold water in it. Now, I am going to take this to a vise because trying to do this in the yard, since I don't have my hatchet with me, we're using a saw. So CFP, how was your weekend? What'd you do for a Saturday? Well, I make videos, guys. I am always working on something, either a video or we're working on some type of preparedness. Now, today is something that I wanted to do for a while. It's just scheduling and other things were more important. But we are going to start pushing more to survival and survival items, things like that on this channel, because after all, it is called Survival Living. Now, will we continue our prepping videos? Absolutely. Will we continue some of our stupid comedy videos? Of course. I have a very sick sense of humor. So today we're going to show you how to make something that is useful and you will need. All right, guys, so now in full transparency, which we do pride ourselves on this channel, we had to take this inside. We were doing this earlier outside. This log is moving around every which way, trying to hold on to it while using a saw. Now, you can use a knife to split these logs and make them into a water container. It can be done. It takes a long time, and it's just not as clean looking. So we brought it in here to use a vise. All right, so we got this thing in here. Let me go ahead and open this up for you. Show you what we're doing so far. All right, now I've got a cigarette lit. I just realized that. Okay, so let me see. We've got this in the light here. All right, perfect. Now we start our cross cut. Okay, we're going to cut all the way through this thing. And yes, we are using this. All right, I do not have my woodworking tools with me. That's in storage. Now we're going to continue splitting this down, and when we have our quarters, we'll show you what we do next on this process. All right, guys, I'm going to take right fast to say, hey, if you're just coming to the channel, make sure you subscribe and definitely click that bell icon. We're going to be covering a lot more survival situations, survival tips on our channel, so definitely make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out. And now for everyone else, yes, we are still working on our audiobook release of American Retaliation. I do apologize that it is taking a while. We've had some really bad weather here. This is like the second really nice day where it's not just raining like crazy. So it's been affecting our audio quality on our videos. So we are still working on that, guys, so stick with us. As far as our members are concerned, guys, you know you will get the release first before everybody. Definitely do appreciate you guys that did join our channel membership. It does help out the channel a lot. Never required. We always release other videos to everybody else around the channel. Now, with the channel membership, yes, you do get more of a one-on-one personal touch with us here. Ooh, a personal touch. Not good. Anyway. All right, 2 halves, but we still got to quarter it. So let's get started. All right, guys, so we have our log split in quarters. All right, now you need to remember which side goes which, but the fact is if you try mixing them and matching them and stuff, it's not going to match up. So doesn't look like a container, does it? All right, so we're going to split these open this way right here. All right, we got 4. Now we're going to measure up what is going to be our bottom of our container and our top. So we're going to put a mark straight across, and what we're going to do, we're going to notch out the top part of these triangles, okay? And we're only going to go down so far because we want a bottom on our container, all right? So when you do all these, that's the wrong one. When you do all these and you have that center notched out, you have a cavity that is created. And once you get all your cavity pieces together, you'll have an actual cup. And then I'll show you how to bind these together and make them watertight. Now, since we have such a nasty knot right here, because I just chiseled the rest of it out when I split them, we're going to put our saw for our bottom down here because we've got to clean in. We're going to cut out this knot. So we just need a little bit of a bottom area right here. And we're just going to go ahead and notch it with our saw so we know where the bottom is. We're going to do the same with all of these. We're going to match them up. We're going to find our spot. That way our bottoms are all the same for our cup. I do apologize for that bright light. That is the sun. I cannot do nothing about that. Sorry. All right, since our bottoms are now marked, we'll move on to the next step. Now, I could probably already hear the comments now. CFP, you need woodworking tools. Well, the fact is, I don't work with wood very much. I work with steel. But since I want to cover this topic is why we are doing this. And yes, I know this is not the correct saw. This is the saw that we have in our bug out bag. Again, that was given to us by one of our members, and it's just an excellent saw is why we're using this. And since it's always in my bug out bag compared to woodworking tools, hey, may as well make sure it can do the whole 9 yards because we might need to use this. All right, so we did not go all the way through on this. We just want to make sure that we could notch it out good. All right, so that should actually remove quite a bit of material when we go to chisel this section out. Not this, this is the bottom. We're removing this top piece. Now the easiest way to do this, guys, is to make the similar notch all the way up. It just makes it a little much more easier when you go into chisel out pieces. So might help if I can start the saw. Okay guys, so we have the bottom here and we have our slots going all the way through. Now, if we had woodworking chisels and stuff, this would be an easy process, but we do not. So we're putting it in the vise. As soon as I open up the vise correctly, lock it in place. Now, I've got a broke machete. Yeah. I've had this machete for years, and finally I just torqued on something wrong and I hit and twisted and the blade shot off. So we're going to take this, we're going to match up our cuts. There we go. Makes this much easier to do. Now, when you get closer to the bottom, be careful because you don't want to hit that bottom section where the actual bottom of your cup's going to be. So we'll just take our time, slowly work with our notches. Now, could you imagine trying to do this out in the woods? Yes, it is possible. I've done it. The thing is, it takes forever. You know how long I've been using this saw? About 3 hours today to make a cup. Yeah. No one ever said survival is easy. And the fact is, it's not. I see comments all the time. Well, I guess it's alright. It's a good idea, but not really practical due to time consumption. When you do not have technology to work with, everything by hand is time consuming. Hate to break it to everybody, but that's just the way it is. Some of my good friends would say, let's be real now. The biggest problem working with wood is when you hit these knots. This machete was always real balanced, and it's kind of interesting trying to use it without the other 1.5 foot blade. Now let's take a look-see at what we're working with here. Alright, so obviously we still got to trim a lot, but see, we don't want to get in to see how this outside is. We want to make sure we don't get into anything there. Alright, so mating up our end, as you can see how we are cavitying everything out. See how the process is going? We can still trim up in here, and we're going to continue down. Now we do need to get down these out, so we do have a wooden bottom for our container, but you see the process. Now I want to point out a little something here, guys. You can see daylight. It's where, see there? It's where this notch, this groove is on the back side of the tree. I didn't even notice that, but that's quite all right. You see those little holes? We're going to fill that up, because remember, we're going to waterproof this thing to hold water. So our resin pitch that we will make is going to fill up that. It's going to fill up our joints, everything, to make a watertight container. Anyway, I want to show you the progress here. Our container is getting much larger for water holding. All right. Pretty nice. We just got to clean up the inside. Okay, guys, so we have our container. All right. Now, there are cracks, things like that. That way you can actually make water containers out of a log. Now, here I am outdoors. I've got to find something to make pitch. Basically, nature's glue. Out here in Florida, man, all we got's these pine trees everywhere. Wonder what I'll be able to use. Alright guys, so this is a long process, especially when you're working with natural material. Alright, so we've got to get a fire going because we have to make our own pitch. Now, we do have a container here, which you probably won't have out in the great outdoors. But that is what we're going to get our pine sap out of our pine. Now we have a dead pine tree that we've been breaking off limbs. Well, I've been breaking off limbs all day long, and it's loaded down with sap, but it's not on the outside, easy access to. So I'll put everything in this container and heat it up, and our sap will deposit inside that. Then we'll mix it up with other binding material just to thicken it up, and we'll make our own pitch to seal up our container. All right, guys, see? Hopefully that is coming up. It is loaded down with this stuff. So to get it out, we are putting it in this container so that the heat releases the sap, and it will collect in our container, and then we can just take that out. I'm like, that is just loaded down. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of sap that we can just peel off. It's embedded in the bark. So this is how you do it. You heat it up and it drains out of the wood. Takes longer, but it's effective. All right, guys, so we've got our container. Now we wrapped it up with some just old jute fiber rope, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to fill this thing up. And let's have a drink. I just spilled this everywhere. But yeah, it tastes real cedary. I believe that's cedar, actually. So anyway, guys, it's not perfect. The more pitch you use, the better seal you get. Pitch the inside out and everything. And yeah, you can have a container to carry water and stuff. So it works very well. Now, if you find a hollow log, even better. All right, guys. Catch y'all later. Right fast, guys, I would like to talk about one of our affiliate programs here on the channel. The best way to protect your family is being prepared. Not only is Legacy Premium the best value in food storage, but it is also the best tasting and most nutritious. Up to a 25-year shelf life and free shipping on all orders, Legacy Food is a go-to for long-term emergency foods. Not only are we affiliated with Legacy Food Storage, we actually use them for our emergency long-term food preps. Legacy Food has the lowest cost per pound, voted the best tasting, a 25-year shelf life, non-GMO, gluten-free options, and yes, it's made here in the USA. So guys, if you want to help support the channel and support yourself with long-term food storage, check out our affiliate links in the description.